Now for a prompt. I am doing BJD Addicts prompt number 9, which is, how did I get into the hobby? This is kind of a long story, but I'll make it brief. Like, I'll give you, I guess, the abridged version of how Chronically Spaced became a crazy doll lady. So, I suppose it was around maybe 2007. I was surfing DeviantArt, and I think I was in college then. I was probably a freshman, so I was like, I've got a lot of free time. I'm gonna spend it all surfing DeviantArt. And I would spend a lot of time looking at people's favorites, like other people's favorite pictures. And I happened to see a thumbnail of something that looked interesting, and I thought, that guy looks pretty interesting. I thought it was a photo of a real person, so I clicked on it. No, come to find out, it's not a real person. It's a doll. And I was like, what the heck is this? And I remember distinctly that doll belonged to a user named Hiritai. At the time she was, I think, Oki Oki. And it was her Migi doll Ryu, Hayden. I don't even know like what it was. I was just like, that is the most amazing thing that I've ever seen in my whole life. What? So of course, I was like, I must look into this. This seems interesting. I want to do this. So I went on the interwebs and started researching ball and jointed dolls. Then I found out how much they cost, and my brain went kapoof, because at the time, that was like 5 years ago. Ooh, look, I can do math. Not really, I just counted on my fingers while you guys weren't looking. But of course, I just made the editing completely meaningless because I told you. Anyway, 5 years ago, I was in college, and I didn't have a job, or money, or anything. And I felt weird asking my parents for a present like that because, you know, one, it's a doll, and I haven't been into dolls since elementary school. I have an American Girl doll that I've had since then, but I don't know, dolls didn't really interest me all that much after I kind of grew out of Barbies because, I mean, they were what they were and I couldn't really do anything exciting with them posing wise or customize them like you can these guys. So yeah, I wasn't that into dolls. I thought they would be like, why do you want a doll? Just some weird phase, because I tend to have weird phases where I get into stuff and then I get out of it, so I didn't want to ask them for that. I mean, I pretty much went, well, I'll never be able to afford them, but there were 3 dolls that I knew if I ever could afford them, I would want to buy them. One was a Migi doll, Ryu, because I fell in love with Hayden the instant I saw him, and I thought I would love to have a guy like that. Well, I didn't really think about how I would customize him. I just thought, I like the sculpt. I like how he looks. I want one of those. And then number 2 was this guy, a Krobi doll Yeon-ho, and I don't know, at the time I really didn't think about making them my characters, and for the Yeon-ho, I just liked the company photos. I was like, I just want to get him and have him look exactly like that, with like the blonde hair and the clothes and the boots, and he doesn't look like that now. And the third one was a Lutz Senior Delph Azure. So the other deterrent to me getting these dolls is that none of them were available at the time. I'm not really sure how Migi was working then. I think it might have been on the ordering period system. I don't know. All I remember is that I had a really difficult time figuring out where to buy Migi dolls, and I don't think any of them were available when I figured it out, so I think that she was between ordering periods or something. I was totally like clueless in the hobby, so I was clueless about BJD, so I didn't even know how to find that information. And then the Yeon-ho sculpt, I guess there was a period of time where it was not available because I remember going onto the website and he was sold out. And I didn't know if he was limited or I don't know, maybe they were redoing the cast or something. I don't know. All I know is that he was sold out, and I thought, okay, well, can't get him. And then, Let Senior Dolph Azure is a limited doll, so his time of being available, I think, had already come and gone by the time I discovered him. And it was like every doll that I wanted was not available. Anyways, so I was just like, well, you know, they're not available. Who cares? I can't afford them. I'll just save their pictures and look at them, and, you know, I don't need to own them. So that's what I did. I put them in my favorites folder on my computer, and sometimes I would click on the page and go look at it and think, oh, they're so beautiful. I wish that I could own them, but it will never happen. Fast forward to later. That was a Flight of the Conchords reference. So then I made good friends with Haito. We met actually at freshman orientation, but I had no idea that she even knew what BJDs were, which is funny. But I think we were kind of close to I think we might have been in our junior year, and for some reason, I think somebody that I had watched on DeviantArt started uploading photos of their dolls again, and I was like, oh yeah, I almost forgot about these things. So I was like, hey, Haito, have you ever heard of these, like, ball-jointed dolls? And she was like, oh yeah, I've got one under my bed. He lives there. So yeah, come to find out, she had an MSD guy living under her bed that she bought at a con and never done anything with. So we started talking about it, and Dream of Doll was another company that I had checked out originally, and I really liked the Ham Ivan sculpt, so we were talking about it, and she was like, man, you know what would be cool? If we got a Ham Ivan and a Ham Kirill and made Seika and Heiji our twin characters, and I was like, what? That sounds like the best idea I've ever had! Why didn't I think of? So we were like, yeah, when we graduate and we have jobs and like money and stuff, we should totally start collecting these things. That would be amazing. Fast forward some more to after graduation, and I think it was about a year after we graduated, we both kind of settled in our apartment and like weren't quite so broke anymore. And we decided to start saving for our first BJDs. I mean, technically Haito already had her first because she had Cupcake living under her bed. So we started saving, and I made plans that didn't work out, and I ended up going, screw it, I'm gonna get this guy. So he is the first doll that I ordered. My beautiful Yeon-ho. So yeah, that was how I ended up starting to get BJDs. A single picture on DeviantArt that I discovered by random chance, and then meeting somebody in college who I became best friends with, who somehow also liked BJDs. But I do think it's kind of funny that I have 2 out of 3 of my dream sculpts technically, because I've got my Yeon-ho, and then I've got my Mika doll Ryu, Casey, who lives in my closet as a floating head at the moment. Hopefully not for much longer. The only one I don't have is my Senior Dolph Azure. I hope that I can get him one day. I guess technically he would be considered my Grail doll. I'm not even really sure how I would customize him or what character I'd make him into. If I would make him an old character, or if I would make him a new character, or what? I don't really know. I just know that I hope one day I can get him, and there was one on the marketplace last spring, and I was so close to just blowing my emergency funds and buying him, because he was super, like, it was really reasonable. He was for sale for an unbelievably reasonable price, but, well, reasonable for this hobby, for a limited doll that's not, you know, made anymore. I wanted to buy him so bad, but yeah, I really, really, really hope one day it'll work out that he'll be there on the marketplace at a time when I can actually afford to get him. That would be amazing. So yeah, I probably said a lot more than necessary, but that's how I got in the hobby. But But yeah, that's all I had to say. Hopefully I will have like more exciting updates at some point. I don't know, maybe I'll do some more prompts because I don't really have that much to talk about. I have a couple things I want to talk about, but I want to wait until there's one topic I really want to wait to talk about until Casey's here, so sorry. But yeah, that is my post-bedtime update / prompt video. Hope you guys didn't get too bored. Hope it was somewhat amusing / enjoyable. And yeah, I'm trying to make more regular videos. I need to start updating my blog again, but I haven't really had anything to say. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make more videos and such. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. And I really appreciate all the people who subscribed to me recently. I appreciate everybody who's watching this right now and held up to the end. I look forward to seeing more of you guys' videos and hearing from you all in the future. I will talk to you then, or I will talk to you on another time.